your thing says you're on School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, so this guy probably could have been a criminal or an addict. So that could be why he's so freaking happy, because he's not living that life anymore.
That's so funny. Because
is it one of those two?
It's none of those. I'm just like, I've had my hardships like anyone else.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've just always been optimistic, I guess. I'm not sure why. I guess it could be maybe good upbringing. It could be positive environment.
Okay, so stop. So see how easy the conversations are? They're just like that. That could have been the episode right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so all I need to get clear about is, what do you do to make money? What are your causes? Like, what, do you have a job?
No.
Okay, great. What job do you want to have?
I don't want to have a job per se. I'm building a brand, podcasting.
Do?
This is very much what I'm doing now.
Okay. What do you want to be doing as well, other than podcasting?
I do videography.
Okay.
I do photography.
Okay.
I'm trying to build. I am building.
Go ahead.
A charity. That's later.
What's it do?
The charity is just going to be
to help what?
That's a good question. I haven't figured that out yet.
Okay, you just want to look at how I have a charity. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Ego. Got it.
Everyone else has a charity. Yeah, I want a charity.
I know. There's good tax advantages to it. I made one for her. And okay. So all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not allowed to talk about that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. She prepped me.
And no coaching.
No, I don't.
No giving advice.
It's so funny because this morning I was just like, I don't even like that stuff, because it's like, it just detaches you from the everyday person coaching. Now I'm here and you're here, and it's not like, see, we're having.
It's okay if someone requests it.
That's different. You're asking for help.
I have a friend of mine when I was just learning about video, and he's very, very wealthy. He's got a number of shows, and I called him and asked for his advice, and he actually came over and he looked at my setup, and he gave me some coaching advice. But it's completely different. We're like respect. Yes, we're equals. And I asked, hey, you know something I don't? Would you mind if I came over? No, I'll come over, Scott. What's your address? That's different when you request it.
Yes, it's mutually beneficial then, right?
Well, when you request it.
Yes.
Right? Then it's not like this anymore. Right? And even if you say, hey, may I give you some advice or coaching? That's kind of cool, actually. But for some people, it actually kind of makes them have to say yes, and then it reactivates that they feel like they're stupid and inferior, and that's why you probably noticed that I needed some help because I'm so weak. Exactly, right? It reinforces the very thing that you're trying to help them with. Yeah, so it's like, was it worth it? I don't know. So I do away with those labels, and it's just like, I just come down to earth and have like this, which you guys do, have conversations with How'd
people.
you get this wisdom?
You don't get wisdom.
A lot of adults don't, parents, they're killing their kids and they have no idea. It's because they're just that one thing. If they just stop doing that, stop giving advice and fixing your kid. It's just always been clear to me, honestly. Yeah. It was always the way that it was. Yeah, I don't know. So now I'll answer the question. The short version of what was your question about this? Oh yeah, that's right. I was looking at the shirt and I'm like, that looks interesting. Yeah. So what's the story? Okay, I got to know, what part of the story do you know already of Sameena and I? Nothing. Oh, I just don't know. Oh yeah, because it was last minute, right? Okay. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna have to pick a version of the story. Sameena and I are friends. She used to volunteer. We met in an addictions course. And in that addictions course, the first day of the intervention course, I got word that someone very close to me, like a family member, had died of an overdose. And I've helped a lot of addicts, and this was the only one to die. And when I got the news, the very day that the course is to start, that he died, I got a vision of the end of the Schindler's List movie. Do you know that movie? I do, but I don't remember the ending. At the end, when it's all over, the war's over, he looks at his watch and he breaks down crying. And he said, "Why did I keep this watch? That was 50 lives. Why did I keep this car? There was this many lives." It's so like I've watched that movie probably 4 times, and I don't watch movies twice. How did he relate the lives to the watch? Because you got to watch the movie then. Oh my God, I'm not going to tell you other than his whole thing was he didn't want, like, he was a Nazi that loved the Jews, and he created a whole company and a factory that he told the Jew, they're all based on Jewish slaves. And he said, he told the top guy that if you ever create a bomb that works, I will be very, very disappointed.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, at the end of the movie, when the war is over, he realizes even more so the value of a life. Like, it's all over, and he realizes he could have bought 50 more lives with that watch. Right. And he was already giving everything. Right. So anyway, I was just like I get the news he died, and I see that end of the movie, and then I broke down and I did some videos on YouTube that like years ago, and I talked about Matt and said I'm gonna honor his life, that I'm gonna give more, that somebody's gonna come into my life that I would normally not want to help, and let alone I'm going to help them more than I've ever helped anyone before, and I will know that Matt did it. Like this, I will do to honor his life instead of his death. And then about a year later, I met her. That was the day of the course. Right? And I met her, and I didn't know at the time that she was going to be the one, but I ended up helping her with her eating disorder. And then through that, I found out she worked at a grief counselor at a hospice, and she was being taken advantage of. She had such low self-esteem, she thought no one would ever hire her, so she worked 60-hour weeks, getting paid for 15 or 16. And I'm like, I created a not-for-profit for her because she just wouldn't leave. And I said, I'm creating a not-for-profit for you so you have a backup plan, because one day they're going to let you go and you're going to have nothing. And I kept telling her, you got to build your brand or someone else's. But no matter what, she wouldn't listen to me. Fast forward last August, her father has cancer, and her father used to drive her to the hospice, couldn't do that anymore. So I said, from time to time, I'll drive you, right? And so I drove her.
So sad.
I know. It's just incredible, when I look back, like what's his name, the founder of Apple, like, you connect the dots after, right? None of these dots was I connecting. We look back and, whoa, shit, God really was doing something wild here. So first time I drive her into work for the morning, I see her shaking, and I don't let her notice that I see her shaking. I'm like, holy shit, all the stuff she told me, it's even like that bad. So I get divinely inspired. I create an incredible loving video for the president, the board of directors for the charity that she worked at. And without explaining, without getting her in trouble, just saying her father's got cancer and she doesn't feel like she can tell you that. Even she works at a hospice, she doesn't feel she wants to take the time off. I didn't say because she knows she'll get fired if she did.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
President was like amazing, said, I can't believe what a friend you are. And then, yeah, of course I'll take, and all I asked is, can you take her out for lunch and maybe she'll divulge it on her own. I'm doing this behind her back. My conscience got to me. I picked up Sameena and I was so excited. Sameena, I did something that's so amazing. What did you do? What did you do? And then she watched the video, started crying. And then I got a board meeting with, because I turned that into an opportunity to talk about all the illegal things in a way to just, maybe they didn't know, so we can make it right. And she shut down. They brought a lawyer to surprise us. And I 2.5 hours later, they were acting so like, thank you. And then the next day they call her in and suspend her and start an investigation on her instead of what we reported. And I said, Sameena, you can't go back. We're going to the Ministry of Labor tomorrow, and I'm going to be your lawyer, and I got a stack. I've been, to try to rectify this, move it, get this. To this day, nothing's been even investigated. And, and so when that all happened, she was devastated. So I created Hope for the Soul, where a show where she could interview people who had gone through such devastating things like her not wanting to live, and you could listen to their stories and find out how they got out of it. I never told her that I was doing this. Hope for the Soul was for you. I made her think she was helping others.
Oh,
right. And then
brilliant.
And then she never she couldn't make money at it, no matter what I told her. Here's how you can do some upgrades, but just something about her that when she asked for money, people just like, because she just has got an issue with that. And so then I created missionmarketing.tv, where I said, you're going to interview people that I'm going to introduce you to that are making more than $100,000 or doing really well, living the life they love, and you're going to find how they marketed their mission. And so you're going to bring all these great people to you, and you're going to learn from them all the different ways they did it, and apply what they did. And she couldn't make that into money either. Then one day she comes to work. She lives 2 doors down too, and she tells me she wants to end her life again. And in 35 minutes later, I said 35 minutes later from her telling me that, I said to her, "There's only one way I know to get out of this. You've got to be so busy,
Yeah.
with so many people coming to you and serving them that you don't have. There's no time for you to think about these negative thoughts, and we have to accelerate it. You have to be so successful so fast. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give you access to this studio for free for 15 people for free. Just bring them in, 15 people." And we're going to interview them. It's going to be called passionprojects.tv. And we're going to bring out their passion projects, and definitely they will pay a fee. Just tell them it's free, but a suggested donation, whatever. And then let's we'll start. And then I said, and we're going to do it on 3-camera Facebook. I think there's a software program that'll do it. I've never tried it. 35 minutes later, I'm playing around. I'm like, you could look for it. You see, oh my God, the second camera worked.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a big thing.
Yeah,
it's a big thing,
right?
man.
So
oh my God.
From there, we did that, and then the experiment went as well as I thought it would, which was that she did get some money, but people will not care about you as much as you think they should. So they were cheap.
Of course,
right? That's just the way it is, and then she did get educated, but it's progress. And so it's exciting, it's amazing, and then stuff happens, and then she wakes up again and says, she's again the same thing. I don't want to live. I think I should just get a job, but I can't even get a job, but I just miss having a job. And she wakes up depressed, and I said, "Well, there's only one thing I know to do about that. I can't get you a job tomorrow, but trying to get a job and then suffering until you get a job, that's I got to solve that. There's a way to solve that problem.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. People seem to like this free thing instead of resenting it. You're going to wake up in the morning to doing a Facebook Live with a guest, and if you don't have a guest, then you're going to go on Facebook Live and just go chat with people. So you actually have a structure now. And every day you're meeting someone in the morning, and if you fail at it, you promise me that you're still going to do a Facebook Live and connect with people that way, because you just miss connecting with people. You're alone in your head, and you wake up to wanting to kill yourself. And that's how it got created. And then I just decided, well, if it's a morning thing, we'll call it 11:11. Because it's spiritual, it's divine, it's, whatever. You
guys have no idea. That just really put you in a beautiful niche.
I know. I know.
Woo.
And then it turned, and then that's it. That's
the
answer to the shirt.
So that's like a one of a kind. That's like a primo, solo edition T-shirt.
What's that mean?
How many did you make of these?
60.
Oh, you made 60. Okay, I thought you made 1 or 2 or 3 tops.
You're one of the few. You're gonna get one.
Nice.
Yeah.
One of the 60. Wow.
Yeah.
So when you blow up, right, and then you talk about Hope for the Soul TV, you're gonna have 60 collector's edition T-shirts.
See,
that
everybody's seeing this but her.
Yeah.
She still thinks she's gonna be poor. But we're not making any money. But we're not. And then I'm like, Sameena. See, we just did this thing for free, okay? You hate cold calling. You don't like talking to people, like cold calling. Okay, you just did this nice thing for the person, talked about whatever, and 700 people looked at it. Sameena, that means 700 people saw you.
Exactly. it's value. And I was telling her that something about her disposition and her demeanor,
I know.
It's inviting.
I was saying to the last guest, I kid you not, that she's the goodest person I've ever met.
Yeah.
I don't even believe she has the capacity to lie. She is pure
Mm.
in every sense that I've ever seen.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like I'm not worthy to be her servant.
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
I get it too. I feel it. Like, that's what I was trying to explain to you earlier, is that, like, I almost want to say you're too good for this world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's a few people that I've met like that, and it's like they come into this world so pure and so, like, untouched by negativity that they're just not used to it, and they come and then they have a hard time because it's like, this is not what I'm used to. I'm used to, love, giving, everybody living good.
At some point in our lives, we crave that human connection, to have just a conversation with another human being. It doesn't matter who. Take the time to know the heart or the soul, right? It could be a single mom, it could be a business person, but just really having a conversation. And you never know where that conversation could lead, like just something divine and beautiful. Like, people are just so busy and focused on their stuff that we just don't take the time and just have a conversation. It doesn't have to be about anything.